Baker Mayfield arriving in Dallas is more than just another offseason headline. It's a seismic moment for both the player and the Dallas Cowboys organization, and it's already sending shockwaves across the NFL landscape. For years, Mayfield has been one of the league's most polarizing quarterbacks, equal parts charisma and chaos, talent and turbulence. Now, as he lands in one of the most scrutinized football markets in the world, there are 1,000 questions swirling. Is he coming to back up Dak Prescott, to challenge him, or perhaps even to replace him in the near future? What does this mean for the Cowboys' long-term vision, and how will fans fiercely loyal yet notoriously demanding respond to the presence of the fiery, chip-on-his-shoulder quarterback who once openly mocked them? But to really understand what this move means, we have to take a step back and unpack the full journey of Baker Mayfield, from his humble beginnings as a walk-on at Texas Tech to becoming the #1 overall draft pick in the face of a Cleveland Browns franchise desperate for revival. Mayfield's time in Cleveland was full of ups and downs, promising rookie season performances, a playoff win against the Steelers in 2020, and yet, lingering doubts about his consistency and maturity. Injuries and coaching turnover didn't help, and by 2022, Cleveland had moved on. Then came stints in Carolina and Los Angeles, brief, chaotic, but telling. He kept showing flashes of the talent that made him a Heisman winner, but also moments of recklessness that drove coaches mad. The turning point came in Tampa Bay, where Mayfield found stability, leadership, and perhaps a little humility. He led the Buccaneers to back-to-back playoff appearances, playing some of the best football of his career. With over 4,500 yards and more than 40 touchdowns in his most recent season, Baker showed that not only could he be a solid starter, he could be a legitimate difference-maker. Now fast forward to Dallas, where the quarterback situation is, to put it mildly, complicated. Dak Prescott, the face of the franchise since 2016, has had his share of great moments but also mounting criticism for postseason failures and an increasingly bloated contract. The team has leaned heavily on Prescott, but 2024 ended in disappointment, with the Cowboys missing the playoffs and head coach Mike McCarthy being shown the door. Enter new head coach Brian Schottenheimer, a name familiar to NFL fans but still largely unproven in a top role. His offensive philosophy is expected to lean on flexibility and adaptability, two traits Baker Mayfield brings in spades. While the front office insists this is about depth and competition, anyone paying close attention knows this is more than just a backup signing. The Cowboys are hedging their bets. They're giving themselves a real alternative. Mayfield isn't some aging clipboard holder content with practice reps. He's a former top pick who still believes he can lead a franchise. That belief is infectious, and it can either energize a locker room or divide it. So what does this look like on the field? Mayfield brings a different style than Prescott. He's more improvisational, quicker to escape the pocket, and unafraid to take deep shots even when the odds are low. Sometimes that leads to brilliance, sometimes disaster. But in an era where creativity and off-script ability are prized more than ever, Mayfield offers a tantalizing option. He's got the arm, he's got the mobility, and, most importantly, he's got the fire. And Dallas has weapons. Between CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson, and a young but talented offensive line, the Cowboys' offense isn't lacking in firepower. If Mayfield finds rhythm with the starters in training camp or the preseason, and if Dak falters, there will be pressure from fans and perhaps from within the locker room to see what the new guy can do. And don't underestimate Mayfield's competitive fire. This is a guy who has always thrived in situations where he's doubted, overlooked, or underestimated. Whether it was walking on in college or bouncing from team to team in the NFL, Mayfield has made a career of proving people wrong. Coming to Dallas, a team he once mocked and a fan base that may not have welcomed him with open arms, is exactly the kind of challenge he loves. It's personal. It's emotional. It's dramatic. And for fans, it's must-see football. From a team-building standpoint, this move also signals that Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office are not content with sitting still. They know the NFC East is getting tougher. The Eagles, Giants, and Commanders are all in various stages of rebuilding or reloading, and Dallas can't afford to fall behind. Bringing in a quarterback like Mayfield who can either push Prescott to new heights or replace him if necessary is a power move. It keeps everyone on edge. It sends a message that comfort is not allowed. No one's job is safe. And make no mistake, Mayfield didn't come to Dallas to sit. He's betting on himself. The contract may be short-term, possibly incentive-laden, but the intent is clear. He wants to compete. He wants to win. And he wants to do it in the most high-profile football city in America. That takes guts. That takes belief. And that's Baker Mayfield in a nutshell. Fans are already split. Some are excited, calling it the bold shakeup the team needed. Others worry about locker room chemistry, about distractions, about history repeating itself. Social media is flooded with memes, debates, hot takes, and wild predictions. Some fans want to see Baker start week 1. Others hope he never touches the field. It's chaos, and it's exactly what the NFL loves. Drama sells. Quarterback controversies are ratings gold. And in Dallas, everything is bigger. But beyond the noise, the football side matters. Can Baker adjust to a new system quickly? Can he handle the pressure of playing under the brightest lights, with every throw dissected by analysts and fans alike? Can he earn the respect of a locker room that has long rallied around Dak? These are the real questions. And Mayfield, to his credit, has faced tough questions before. He's been humbled, but not broken. He's matured, but hasn't lost his edge. And in the right system, with the right support, he could finally become the consistent, dependable starter teams always hoped he would be. Of course, this could all go sideways. Dak could remain the starter, Mayfield could ride the bench, and the experiment could end quietly. Or injuries and losses could turn this into a full-blown QB controversy, with fans and media picking sides and tension brewing behind closed doors. But that's the gamble. That's the NFL. Nothing is guaranteed. Everything is earned. And Baker Mayfield, more than most, understands that. The next few months will be crucial. Training camp battles, preseason reps, locker room dynamics, it's all going to shape the future of this franchise. One thing's for sure, the moment Baker Mayfield stepped foot in Dallas, the clock started ticking. Whether he becomes a savior, a footnote, or something in between, his presence changes everything. It adds pressure, excitement, unpredictability. And for a team as desperate as the Cowboys are to get back to the Super Bowl stage, maybe that's exactly what they need. This move also reflects a broader trend in the NFL teams building depth at the quarterback position, not just with rookies or journeymen, but with real, proven competitors. The days of having one guy and no plan B are fading. Smart franchises know that one injury, one bad stretch, can derail a season. So they plan. They prepare. And with Mayfield now in Dallas, the Cowboys are signaling that they're preparing for every scenario. If Dak thrives, great, they've got a motivated backup. If he struggles or goes down, they've got a starter who's proven he can win. That's smart football. That's proactive management. And if Baker plays well in spot duty or even gets a chance to start due to injury or performance issues, then his value skyrockets for Dallas and for the rest of the league. He could become the most important signing of the offseason, not just for what he does, but for what he makes possible. Because if there's one thing Baker Mayfield has always been, it's a wild card. And sometimes, in this league, wild cards are exactly what you need.